speaking of actors, as most of you know, actor Daniel Craig is set to return for his fourth film as James Bond in the upcoming, as of yet untitled, 007 film hitting AMC theaters in November of 2015. In a recent interview, Craig suggested that the film may return to a style and elements of some of the older Bond films, but without the campiness. Craig said the following: "Hopefully we'll reclaim some of the old irony and make sure it doesn't become pastiche. I can't do shtick. I'm not very good at it, unless it kind of suddenly makes sense. Does that make sense? I sometimes wish I hammed it up more, but I can't do it very well, so I don't do it." Amy Rose, first off, I just gotta say, what a weird quote. What do you think about these comments? What are your thoughts on the matter?
I'm going to buy them because I completely know what he's talking about, because I love the Bond franchise. I love the evolution of it. And, you know, there were a lot of very tongue-in-cheek elements to it and sexual innuendos and everything. I mean, he's the most famous super spy, and that is kind of what made Bond Bond. And I love Craig for knowing his limitations. I love him for knowing this is what I do best. I think he is such an incredible Bond because you believe the action. He's a badass. He could really kick some butt. And he also is very suave and hot with the ladies. So I think he's a really fantastic Bond. And I'm really excited to hear that they're, you know, trying to kind of little tip of the hat, little homage to past films. But I also hope they keep it grounded to where it is, because I thought Skyfall was fantastic. And I'm so excited that Mendes and Craig are back together again. I couldn't be more excited for this film.
I gotta buy this, and mostly because I love it when an actor doesn't think he can do it all. And, you know, and Daniel Craig's one of those guys, he goes, hey, I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at, and I'm not afraid. You know, I'm secure enough to talk about it. I think that's great. And look, I know it almost feels sacrilegious to say, but guess what, folks? Not all the Bond films were great. There are some, when you go back into the annals of history, there are some very bad Bond films, and a lot of it, I believe, has to do with the overuse of the campiness and the shtick and stuff like, hello, Octopussy. I mean, the things you did back then that could be cute and funny, you cannot do today because they're either outrageously offensive or really, really just dumb and silly. And I love the fact that they want to get a little bit of that feel of the older style without getting the shtick again, you know? So I love it. I love what they're going for, and I think the homage to the past is great. So overall, for me, it's a buy.